Hi everybody. So today I'm going to review Chainsaw Hooker by Judith Sonnet. Look at that cover. It's not a great cover, except I can't seem to not get the light fixture in there. Here's me. I just figured it was a nicer place to start than my face this time. Okay, we'll try that again. Okay, come on you. Stay up. Okay, sorry about that. So I originally this wasn't originally in my plan to review, but I think I've told you before that I follow Chad Lutsky, he's an indie horror author. He publishes mostly novellas. I've reviewed a couple of his books over the years, and I enjoy his work. And I was reading in the afterword, or actually, go back a minute, he had shown that he had designed this cover and that Judith Sonnet used it and he wanted to promote it. So I went over and I grabbed a copy of it, and I saw that it involved a deal with the devil. So I thought, hey, it's Satanic September, might as well review it. So I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't think I was going to like it initially, but it actually did grow on me. I thought I had a really good time reading this one. It was a lot of fun. Now, I was going to originally give it 3.5 stars, but it gained half a star as I was reading. That doesn't usually happen. Usually by the time I figure out what rating I'm going to give a book, it doesn't change, but this one surprised me. Because normally I am not a big fan of extreme horror. This was probably normally, I mean, stuff like entrails hanging from trees and splattering all over the place and all of the various, piss, shit, and vomit and everything else just doesn't appeal to me. And I can do without the diarrhea, and I can do without all that other stuff most of the time. And this one certainly had body fluids to spare. But after a while, you sort of get immune to all of the grossness. And it does fully warn you that, yes, this is an extreme horror story, and you are in for lots and lots of violence and lots of blood and various fluid shedding. So it's not like I, was surprised going into it. So the story is pretty simple, and it's a quick read too. It's only like 120 pages. I think it took me like just a couple of sessions of just reading. And it's about a sex worker named RJ Almond, and she has a pretty crappy life. She has an abusive husband that she, for whatever reason, hasn't just kicked to the curb. And she has a lot of horrible clients that, for whatever reason, she can't say no and leave. She has one client that she really likes, named Benny, and Benny is just probably the only person in the whole book who's actually nice to her. And so she's on her way home one night, and she gets accosted by some junkies, and Benny kind of fights them off. But then the junkies come back, and they kidnap her and take her to I guess it's most appropriately called a sex den crack house. But here's where it gets really funny. The crack house / cult that these people are part of, there's like 5 or 6 of them, including a very old woman, a couple of kind of young-ish, 20-ish brothers, a goth chick who's a former whatever she is, and then this other really gross guy named something like Thad. That was it, Thad. And so, but they're all part of this cult because they worship this creature that somehow managed to escape from hell, and it has all these various tentacles that come out of various parts on its slimy, warty, disgustingly, constantly emerging body. But it's also like the best orgasm and the best high they can ever get, and it sticks its tentacles into various like neck cunts or something. I don't even fucking know. It's fucking so strange. So anyway, so these people are like constantly getting their fix, but their yellow god which I think is supposed to be something Lovecraftian. I don't know. I'm not a big Lovecraft reader. But it requires more and more blood, so they sacrifice RJ to this thing. So then RJ goes to hell, and she meets she meets up with Lucifer. And Lucifer says, well, the real person that needs all the blood is God, because God is like apparently an asshole in this world. And so Lucifer cuts her a deal that she can go back. She wasn't really supposed to end up here. And gives her this supernatural chainsaw, the titular chainsaw that the chainsaw hooker wields. So she goes back to Earth and she starts killing everybody who's ever wronged her. So it's a revenge tale as well. And it is just, it's bodily fluids and it's body parts flying, and the epigraph at the beginning is not a quote from anything. It's like a chainsaw. It is just hilarious to read. If you don't mind body parts and blood and fluids and everything else, by all means, this one is it's a lot of fun to read. It could have used an edit. I think that's why I was going to give it 3.5 stars. But where it actually gained the 0.5 star for me is that in this world, God and the devil is actually serving God by keeping everybody down and torturing them, but it's on God's behest, sort of. It's explained way better in the book. And that human beings are really just kind of pawns in this game that heaven and hell are playing. And at one point, an angel comes to RJ and says, stop doing that. You can come up to heaven and play on our team. And she says, fuck you. You're an asshole. I'm not going anywhere. I want to be, I want to keep killing people. And she also gets the chance to, my personal favorite part, and this is a spoiler, but obviously he's not dead, but Lucifer, she gets to kill Lucifer and flush his head down the toilet. It is awesome. So 4 out of 5 stars. Chainsaw Hooker by Judith. Sonnet with cover designed by Chad Lutsky. I had way more fun with this one than I thought I was going to, because like I said, I'm not a particularly big fan of extreme horror, but this one, it really grew on me after a while. And it's the kind of revenge fantasy that we all have once in a while. So hope you're reading lots of great horror. Have a great day.